All right, welcome everybody to the next episode in the series of how to get funded in 2024. We are going to be talking about the ICT Killzones and macros in this video, but we're going to go over the Killzones first. Now, you guys do need to know the Killzone times, at least the Killzone times, because this is very important information to memorize and to know. So you guys need to take a screenshot of this, put it up on your whiteboard, put it on your desk, whatever it is. You guys do need to know this because time is a very important factor in what we are doing and what in all aspects of trading. Time is a very important aspect. Not a lot of people talk about it, but you need to know the importance of time, and that comes with knowing what times the kill zones start and what times when the most amount of volume comes into these certain markets, right? The kill zones are different for indices and Forex, so I'm going to be going over them briefly, but this is something you do need to memorize. I know in the SMT video I said you guys don't really need to know this, but I thought about it, and you guys do need to know the kill zone time because, again, time is a very important aspect in what we are doing in trading. And especially if you want to get these high probability unicorn setups, you guys have to recognize what time you guys are trading in, okay? So for the ICT kill zones, now for indices, you have your midnight open, you have your London open. I do not trade London open, London kill zone. I do not trade this because it is very late in the night for me, and we're trading a US based index, right? So I don't know. In my opinion, you do sometimes get your high of day or low of day in London, and then you get your continuation in New York session. But personally, I don't trade London. But for those of you that live in other parts of the world, maybe you can trade both sessions. So I don't trade London, but I do trade the New York AM session and the New York PM session, which is the New York AM kill zone and the New York PM kill zone. Okay. So I have these in green because these are the ones I personally trade, and these are what a lot of ICT traders that trade indexes trade as well. So you have your New York AM session, and again, all these times are in EST, which is New York time. So if you come down here, and you can change your time zone here. I have it set to Chicago because that's what I'm used to again, but you can change it to the UTC -5 for New York to get these EST, Eastern Standard Time times. You have your 8:30 to 11. This is the New York kill zone for indices. In my opinion, you should stop trading after this is over. If you can't find a setup in the New York AM session, come back for the PM session, the PM kill zone, because most of the time, whenever you try to trade in the New York AM session, in the New York AM kill zone, and you can't find a setup, lunch hour kind of just manipulates you, in my opinion. Lunch hour, I avoid. That's why I have it in red there. I do not try to trade lunch hour. I have tried before, and I always get burned because they just accumulate or they just manipulate in lunch hour. And then the real move starts to happen in the New York PM session. If you're trying to trade indices, pay attention to the New York AM session and the New York PM session. This is your AM and PM kill zone for indices. Now you have your Asian session. I do not trade Asian session, but I just wanted to include that there. So kill zones are different for Forex. You have your midnight open, and then you have your London open, which is the London kill zone for Forex. And then you have your London lunch. Again, I do not trade London, but I just wanted to include the Forex side of things so that, my Forex traders that are watching this series that want to adopt a unicorn model, maybe you guys want to see the kill zones for Forex. And then you have your 7 to 10 a.m. New York open, which is the New York kill zone for Forex. Again, these are different for indices and Forex. And you have your London close and then the Asia session. So I would recommend, if you're trading Forex, because I used to trade a lot of Forex as well, is focus on the London kill zone and the New York kill zone. This is where you get a majority of your setups. There is some exceptions. Again, you might get some in London close, you might get some in London lunch, but for the most part, a lot of volume and a lot of the A+ setups happen in between these times right here, the New York kill zone and the London kill zone. These are pockets of time that I would recommend you guys focus on. Remember, take a screenshot of this, place it on your fucking desk, place it on your whiteboard, on your wall, wherever, so that you guys can memorize these times, so that way you're not caught off guard and you're not like, oh shit, I shouldn't have traded the NY lunch hour for indices. Because you guys will see, with time and experience, you guys will see that lunch hour from New York, at least in my experience, you don't really get those A+ setups, okay? So I'd rather just wait it out and be patient until New York PM session, which again for indices is a PM kill zone, and then the New York AM session for indices is the morning kill zone for indices. So this is where you get a majority of the volume in these two pockets of time. Now, let's go over the ICT macros. Now, these are pockets of time within the kill zones, And I'm only going to be going over the indices because I don't really know macros for Forex, but for indexes, for index futures, for ES and NQ, these are like 20 to 30 minute to 40-minute pockets of time, these little intervals of time throughout the day in the kill zones where price will seek liquidity or an imbalance. So these are very high probable pockets of time where you can add extra conviction and extra confluence around your trade idea to determine where price is most likely going to go. So let's go over those ICT macro times. Okay, guys, so for ICT macros, now again, I'm only going to be talking about the indexes because that's really all I trade and that's what I use the ICT macros for. Now for indices, for the New York AM kill zone and the New York AM session, these are going to be your little pockets of time where price is going to seek liquidity or seek an imbalance most of the time. Sometimes these little pockets of time don't do anything, but other times they do. So watch out for these little pockets of time, okay? In the morning, watch out for these little 20-minute intervals because a lot of times, guys, you will get your setup or price will start to move towards liquidity or a higher time frame PD array or just an imbalance on the lower time frames or whatever time frame you are trading on. So make sure you guys are watching these little pockets of time because these are very important increments of time. These will give you your high probability trade setups most of the time. Again, guys, these are things you guys just need to memorize and you guys will with time and experience. Now for the NY lunch, again, guys, I don't trade lunch, but there is a lunch reversal macro that is going to be from 11:50 to 12:10 p.m. Now this is bleeding over into lunch. That's why they call it the lunch macro reversal. And then you have your PM session macro when PM session is starting, 30 minutes into, this is a 30-minute time interval. And then you have your last 45-minute interval to end the day off into NY close. Again, guys, these little pockets of time are very, very high probability pockets of time where you guys could find very high quality setups. And now that you're blending time with whatever setup or whatever thing you're using, your probabilities are going to go up a lot more once you combine all of these things together. Once you combine the aspect of time with price and then the kill zones on top of that, literally just combining time with price is all you guys need. Just memorize the kill zones and the macros and you guys are going to be golden. Again, I wanted to include this video because time is a very important aspect of literally everything we do in trading. So why not include the kill zone and macro times for you guys trying to trade the unicorn setup? Again, guys, you'll notice whenever you trade unicorn setups, look at the pockets of time or look at the time where these setups form and where you guys place a trade. And you guys are going to be pretty amazed at what you guys see when you start noticing what times you guys are trying to take these unicorn setups at. Most of the time, they're going to be in the kill zones or in the macros or even both in the kill zone and in the macro. And you can even see ICT himself even said, stop listening to gurus who say what we do is complicated. Determine the most likely expansion on the weekly candle. Remember, guys, the higher time frame is going to give you the story. You need to figure out where that weekly candle, that daily candle is going to expand to. Where is it drawing to? Where is that magnet working, right? Is it drawing to a higher time frame fair value gap? Is it drawing to a liquidity point, which is a swing high, swing low, etc., equal highs, equal lows? Where is that weekly candle, daily candle expanding to? Right? Find medium or high impact economic event in ICT kill zones. Again, time is a very important aspect. This is ICT, the guy whose concepts we all trade. He's literally telling you what to do, right? Wait for opposing liquidity to be taken out. So again, guys, in kill zones and in macro times, that is where price is most likely going to seek liquidity or an imbalance. You look for the displacement and FVG. You notice how he said fair value gap. He's literally not telling you any other PDA rate but displacement and a fair value gap, the things that we have been talking about in this whole series. And then you target opposing PDA rates. What does he mean by that? Liquidity, fair value gaps. What higher time frame PDA arrays are there in whatever session you're trading, right? Again, guys, you have to blend time and price together. Once you start blending time and price together, that is where the magic starts happening. I just wanted to include this video in the series to, again, help you guys understand that time and price is very important and that you guys need to memorize these times that I'm outlining here in this video. So that way you guys are very, very confident in taking these setups when they do appear, and then you'll start to notice what times you guys start taking those setups. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this tweet by ICT This was last year, almost 2 years ago that he tweeted this. It just shows you how simple you guys can make this be, okay? It doesn't have to be super complicated. It's literally just focus on this fucking setup that I'm teaching here in this series, and you guys are going to get funded and get payouts in 2024. I promise you guys. So there you go, guys. Catch you guys in the next video.